The online dating scene becoming more popular by the minute, we can often forget that there are traditional ways of meeting a potential mate. But how do we do that in this busy day and age? Sasha Madaraz believed in blind dates so much she went about making it her mission.
Hi.
Didn't you? And you've been working in the blind date industry in a company of your own for 2 years now.
Yep, just over 2 years now.
Why do you believe in blind dates?
I just wanted to make it easier for people to meet other single people. I mean, just think society is so busy at the moment and everyone's got their friends, family, work, holiday, play, hobbies and that sort of thing. You don't just really get the opportunities to get out there and meet other single people.
And what made you get into it in the first place?
Well, it was actually my partner's idea, actually.
So you already had a partner by then?
Yep, no, I did. We've been together about 6 years now. And I was working in a talent agency and it was wonderful, extremely busy, as you can imagine. And I just thought, I just want to do something for myself. And he said, why don't you open up a dating agency? And I thought it was a great idea.
So have you got lots of single 30-something girlfriends like I have?
Not lots, but yeah, I've got a few and yeah.
And how can, I mean, it's not about just sending people on any blind date though, is it? What do you
No,
have,
definitely
you know,
not.
what's the process if you go to a dating agency?
Well, I meet with clients, we just sit down and have a chat. There's no forms to fill in or anything like that. I just want to find out about their lives, their family, hobbies, things that are important to them, work, that sort of thing, travel, what they're looking for out of the future, what they're looking for out of a partner. So they pretty much tell me what sort of people I should be introducing them to, and provided I have them on the books, I introduce them to those people.
So a person who goes to a dating agency, the owner of the dating agent should be talking to them about these kinds of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, this is kind of getting back to traditionally how it was, I suppose, years ago.
Yeah, the
in
old matchmaker.
Yeah, in small towns, you know, they'd sort of set you up with, you know, such and such's boy from down the road.
Yeah.
And how important do you think it is to, you know, match people with the right person in your job?
Well, it's extremely important to listen to the person's brief. For example, you know, 2 of my key points are what are they looking for out of the future, i.e. do they want to have a family in the future, or have they already got a family and they don't want to have more children? So that's number one. And the other one that I find the most major is the smoking issue, people who just point blank do not want to meet other smokers. So, and then, yeah, you do have to absolutely listen to them, to what they're looking for, because you can't exactly go giving them, for example, if a 30-year-old wanted to have a family in the future, introduce them to someone who definitely doesn't want to have children in the future. So it's definitely very important to listen to them.
But do you think people are being too specific with wanting a partner? You do think, you know, once you get to sort of your late 20s, early 30s, that, you know, people are too sort of set in their ways if they haven't lived with anyone before or been married to anyone else before?
Yes, I do find that people are too quick to pass people off. So one of my number one rules is I ask, people to have at least 2 dates with everyone I introduce them to and not be too quick to just pass people off. Like one of my favourite things is in the workplace you might meet someone, you think, oh my gosh, they're a bit of a dick or something, but the more you get to know them, the more you like them. And so it's just a point of getting to know the person. I think it's unrealistic if you meet with someone and after 1 2-hour date go, oh, I can't marry him for this and this reason. I just encourage people to get to know them.
And be quite open for a friendship that may blossom into totally something else that you never thought. So now there are heaps and heaps of internet dating sites out there and dating agencies. What do people need to be careful of?
I think it's whether you're going out and meeting people down at the pub, on the internet, at events or anything, you've just got to look out for yourself, look out for your own safety and your own security. And that's just with everyday life, not necessarily just agencies or the internet or anything like that.
Now, did you meet your partner through a blind date?
No.
You didn't?
No, I met my partner Damon about 15 years ago, and but he went away and I went down to Queenstown. He went off overseas, and then we both got back to Auckland about the same time and got together about 6 years ago.
And what advice do you give to people that come and see you about meeting people?
I tell them to leave that little part of their brain at home that's going to sit there and go, oh, can I imagine kissing him? Can I imagine waking up next to her? Can I imagine her as the mother of my children? Leave that part of the brain at home and just enjoy yourself, get to know the person and have a second date, unless it's absolutely, absolutely hideous, which at my agency it's never going to be, but unless it's absolutely hideous, have that second date, third date, fourth date, just get to know the person.
Would you say that a dating agency is better than an internet dating agency, you know, where you type in your personal bits and pieces and then someone sort of, you have sort of an email thing going? Do you think it's better to actually go and see someone and say, hey, this is what I want, and then you match them with a person?
I think it's different for everyone. Different things work for different people. Some people are intimidated by the one-on-one, but then other people are intimidated by going to events with, you know, 50, 60, 100 single people there. Some people like the discretion of being on the internet, and a lot of other people don't find the internet just, you know, very discreet at all. So different for everyone.
And what have you got some success stories? Are there a couple that are really cool?
Yeah, I've got marriages on the books. I've even got a child on the books so far. One of my favourite success stories is a couple, because I follow up every date. After the date, I ring both parties and say, you know, how did it go? I just want to make sure they think we were on the same wavelength. And both parties were not going to have a second date. Absolutely no way. They enjoyed the company, but no, didn't see it going any further. So as much as I could, I tried to encourage them to have a second date, but no, they weren't going to. About 2 weeks later, I phoned her up to give her another introduction, and she said, oh no, I'm actually seeing so-and-so. And 6 months later, they're writing a testimonial for my website saying, listen to Sasha's advice. When she says have that second date, have it. So that's one of my favourites.
So they're still together, and
Still
you
together, and that's
convinced them
about
to
a year
have
and a
second date?
half now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So anyone out there, you'd say, you know, don't leave it to the first date, have a second and third date and see.
Definitely, absolutely. Just get to know the person.
Hey, thanks, Sasha, for coming in. We've got
Thank
lots
you.
of nice little tips there for single people out there.